We're getting answers after this Facebook post showing a hole big enough for a man to stand in right in the middle of a Houston street. A person who was fed up called on Houston Public Works for answers, and as Anayeli Ruiz reports, the city says it didn't make the hole, but it is doing its best to fix it. Hey, Anayeli.
Well, hey, Ron, it turns out the hole was made by a contractor trying to connect to a city line, but that contractor, they never repaired the hole, leaving it here for residents to deal with. It was a makeshift repair to what residents say was a bigger problem.
I actually stood in the hole. It was up to my waist, and I'm over 6 foot.
Ed Petit is a Third Ward vice president of the Super Neighborhood. While riding through the neighborhood, he said he stumbled on a huge hole on Saturday.
So it was a pretty deep hole, and it was kind of in two sections. There was a hole right in the middle of the street, and then closer to the curb, it was even wider and deeper.
Turns out several residents from the area even fell into the hole while driving by.
When I come through, my front end hit first, and then my back got stuck. I hit down in there, and then I had my neighbor to push me out.
Ed called 311 and took it a step further, hoping to get some action. He posted this picture on Facebook.
Went viral.
Public Works told us they sent out a crew to look at the problem within 24 hours and said the work needed to be repaired by the contractor who made the hole. And they said the contractor did not have permits. They also said the contractor was the one that filled the hole with dirt. But Ed Petit says the city told him a different story.
Obviously, Public Works doesn't know what's happening because they're telling us different stories. They're even telling some folks that they put in a metal plate. Obviously, we can see with our eyes there's no metal plate.
But despite the back and forth, while we were doing our story, city crews started rolling in. They repaired the hole and put the metal plate over it. Somewhat of a resolution for these residents.
If you're asking me if I'm happy with this process, no. Because it shouldn't take a week of this gaping hole sitting there, a week for them to follow up from the complaint, and then at least two cars falling in the hole and getting damaged, and half a dozen news crews to come out to get a simple hole fixed.
And as you can see now, the work is complete just in time for the rain. A lot of these residents were concerned they were going to have another hole with no repairs done. Now, the city did tell us that they did cite the contractor called We Excavate Texas. We tried looking them up on social media, on their website. No luck. We did have a number, called them, have not heard back from them. And by the way, these residents hope that they continue to hold developers and contractors accountable for the damages they leave behind in their neighborhood. Reporting live, Anayeli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.